sit, listen attentively to SNEPCo for the presentation today, which is a very important one that I wouldn't have loved to miss. But I believe after the technical meeting, I will go watch it online because it has to do with deep water. And Bonga is, I think, the first deep water discovery. And now we have about 6, 7 fields, deep water fields, giving us almost half of our daily production. So you can see how important this technical meeting is. So I want you to sit attentively, listen to the success story from those who discovered the field. That's SNEPCo, Shell, so that we can also take the learning into our own activities and also have the boldness to go out there to bid for deep water assets, because our work as explorationists is continue to discover oil and gas, and our ideas must continue to help us discover oil and gas, and we learn from one another. And one of the learnings is what we are getting from Shell today. So thank you very much. Let me not take too much of your time, and I wish us well at the technical meeting today. Ask questions. I believe the Shell team are ready to give you the required response to your questions. Thank you very much. Have a good day. All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll call on the FS to run down what we have. I mean, PS, sorry, FS, I don't know why you're entering my mouth today. I don't know whether because you're sponsoring this event. Well, probably that's that. So PS, please. Perhaps because you're sponsoring, FS.
Thank you, PE. Thanks everyone for coming. We do really appreciate these moments, monthly, where you come in and then grace our occasion. We really do appreciate you. I hope you have done your networking, because it's really important. I mean, that's why we come here, right? So I will go straight onto the plan for today. Like we know, today's meeting is being sponsored by Shell. The way the agenda for today will be, of course, all of the registration process, which I believe you've all signed into, because that is the only way we can reach out to you in due course, give you information and all that. After this welcome, we would go into recognizing our dignitaries that are here with us. So the president-elect will come up to do that bit. President welcome remarks, which we have pushed forward, is supposed to come next. After that, the chairman will be introduced by the president-elect. Following that, the chairman would then introduce our speaker for the day. Speaker will come up, give his presentation. The chairman will review what he has heard. Q&A will then go on. Our Q&A will go in 2 parts. One will be for those who are physically present here. And then the second part will be by questions that have been dropped on our online platform. So it will be conducted by both the chairman and myself, publicity secretary. So afterwards, we would have our sponsors come up to give their sponsor remark, and then we will go into the 3rd phase of where we are here. And that will be, so there will be presentation of gifts to close out all of those. And then I'll come up to give you announcements of upcoming events. We'll celebrate our fellows who are over 80 years. Vote of thanks will be done by the president-elect. And then we will close out with lunch. So we try to finish up by 2-ish, so that we can all go back. So let's relax and get it all started. PE, I'm going to hand over to you now to continue.
Yeah, thank you, PS. So, customarily, before we start, we welcome, we call them our big boys, right? As well as everybody here, because everybody here is also a big boy. So, I want to thank everybody present here for finding time to be here. More people are even there. We'll get seats so that everybody can sit down. Just bear with us. So thank you for finding time to be here. But special thanks to our fellows who are here. Mr. Isaac Folorunshaw Odedera, he's always very constant. He's always constant because I keep reading this name every month. Please, let us appreciate him. The chairman of the occasion, Charles Otoghile, FNAPE, Dr. Charles Otoghile, FNAPE. We have also his colleague who is here, Mr. Mascot Ogunjomiwo, FNAPE. Thank you for coming. We also have the double fellow, the family that has the double fellow, Mr. and Mrs. Ochobu, FNAPE. Welcome, sir, and welcome, ma, for coming. Then we have also Mr. Kazim Kolosho, FNAPE. Thank you, sir, for coming. He was one of our chairman in one of the technical sessions. Then the fellows online, we have Dr. Adelola Adeshida. Please, a round of applause for him. We have Mr. Alex Taka. He has also been consistent, a past president of this association. And then we have Mr. Folorunshaw Karim, also FNAPE. Thank you very much for coming. As more fellows come in, we will announce them. So at this point, I think I will call on the chairman and the speaker to come up. The president has done her welcome address. It's just to introduce the chairman and then hand over to him to continue. Please, let's appreciate them as they come up. Thank you very much. So the chairman for today is Dr. Charles Otoghile, and then the speaker for today is it Mr. or Doctor? Mr. Oludayo Fakunle. All right, I will introduce Dr. Charles, and then I'll hand over to him to introduce Mr. Oludayo. Dr. Charles Otoghile is a fellow of FNAPE and brings over 28 years of distinguished experience in the oil and gas industry. Throughout his career, he has consistently demonstrated excellence in subsurface data integration, providing critical technical support and championing workflows that enhance best practice in upstream investment, decision-making. His expertise spans inland, onshore, offshore, and deep water basins, where he has delivered valuable insights into prospect ranking, well planning, and appraisal studies. Beyond his technical accomplishment, Dr. Charles is highly regarded as a mentor and coach. He has made significant contributions to developing the next generation of geoscientists within SLB and across the border, at the broader petroleum industry, offering guidance on exploration, workflows, seismic interpretation, regional well correlation and stratigraphy, and sequence analysis. His impactful contributions as a geoscientist, true leader and career mentorship are further evidenced by his published works in NAPE and AAPG bulletins, as well as his insightful presentations at numerous industry conferences. His comprehensive workflow documentation continues to influence petroleum exploration practices across Nigeria and internationally. He is currently a senior account manager with SLB. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to introduce to you the chairman of today's occasion, Dr. Charles Otoghile. By the way, he was my senior in the secondary school. He was a year ahead of me in school. Thank you. That's DMGS. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Tony will always make that joke. I'm glad he didn't go further as to what transpired between me and him. One very lovely evening. He knew what he did, and I knew what I did to him. So glad to have everyone here, and it's good to see the hall full, and we're looking for extra seats. Shell, well done. We really appreciate it. So I'm here to read the profile for our speaker, Mr. Oludayo Fakunle. Oludayo Fakunle is a highly accomplished oil and gas leader with over 29 years of global experience across Shell, Chevron, and Texaco. He currently serves as Asset Opportunity Development Lead and Business Opportunity Manager at Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company, SNEPCo, where he has led the delivery of a multi-billion-dollar deep water infill project portfolio, driving Shell's strategic deep water growth in Nigeria. Renowned for his leadership, technical expertise, and business acumen, he has consistently delivered complex upstream projects that have unlocked significant reserves and contributed more than 75,000 barrels of oil per day to production over the past 5 years. His expertise spans exploration, seismic interpretation, 3D modeling, field development planning and execution, reservoir management, reserve auditing, project delivery, and stakeholder engagement. Throughout his career, he has contributed to the planning, drilling, and completion of over 250 wells, played key roles in major field discoveries and development, including the Agbami and Bonga fields, and championed innovative technologies that reduced well execution costs in the Bonga field by up to 50%. Beyond his technical achievements, Oludayo is a respected leader and mentor who leads Shell's Nigerian integrated pre-TECOM and pre-TCM team, coordinating multidisciplinary professionals to align annual work programs with partners and regulators. Passionate about developing people, he mentors both technical and non-technical professionals within Shell and serves as a guest lecturer at 2 Nigerian universities, fostering the next generation of energy professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Oludayo Fakunle.
Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. As the chairman was saying, all this cannot happen without the Shell management. So first thing is, I want to appreciate my management for giving me this opportunity to come and tell our story. It's a story of business, technical success, and I'm proud to be part of that, and a lot of us are proud to be part of it. One key thing I'll first of all say, I also want to appreciate FNAPE for this opportunity, for Shell to showcase how we have managed Bonga that was entrusted in our thank you, that has been entrusted to SNEPCo by Nigerian government. I don't know, no protocol was established, so I would just say all protocols duly observed. I'll probably will need you to move the slide for me as I go on, because if I get too excited, I'll forget the one you give to me. Okay, let me start by saying that Bonga The story you are going to hear today is about millions of hours of people, not just Shell, but our partners, our regulators, our concessionaires. Everybody, as one way or the other, contributed to this success. And I'm just given the opportunity to lead this conversation. So I have all my team members here looking at all of the work they have done. All right, let's move to the next slide. Normally, because of the fact that the data we're sharing is a live data from Bonga, Shell, we always put this, but it's not a problem. Go ahead and share it. Next slide, please. Next slide. So this is go back. This is the agenda. I will try and make it more like a very lively presentation, nothing too studios or so. For Bonga, a lot of people hear Bonga and Bonga and Bonga. So Bonga is a field in OML 118. One of the key things in OML 118 is that SNEPCo has actually explored, and we have about 4 fields in there. So Bonga Main, Bonga Northwest extension of the Bonga Main, and Bonga North and Bonga Southwest. So as I go in the conversation or the presentation, you will see the fact that what we have been able to deliver from day one that we got the field. Just to point something, as of today, most of the people that work on Bonga, we are 95% Nigerians. So everybody is here with the technology, deep water technology we are implementing is with us. So it is Nigerian run, basically. That's the way I'll put it. Next slide, please. So, like I said, the Bonga field is being operated by SNEPCo on behalf of the Nigerian government, managed by NUMS, and with our co-venturer. So right now you see that logo, Shell, ExxonMobil, and Nahi. On this, all the fields that you are looking at, they are in the mid-Miocene. Because I'm at home with the geologists, so I'll try and make it a bit technical and because also a bit of business. And there are troglodyte reservoirs, which are deposited in the mid-ocean basins. So I'll put a bit more into that, in context into it in the next few slides. The major recovery mechanism in Bonga is actually water injection, which means if you are looking for aquifer, probably as when we are, all of us technical professionals, we have to inject water to get most of the oil out. So water injection is as important as the production we are making in Bonga. Give me 1 second, because I couldn't see that. I have to log on to my system and get something going. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so this slide is actually a lot of information around Bonga. So the license was given to Shell as operator as OPL 212 in 1990. And we did the first seismic there in 1993. And the PSC was also awarded that same year, production sharing contract. The first discovery, the first well in Bonga actually discovered major reservoir, 5 wells. Okay, thanks. So it discovered 5 major reservoirs, and it was drilled in 1995. After that, we had a series of appraisal wells, and the appraisal wells were also successful. So Bonga 1 to 4, exploration and appraisal wells. In the year 1999, we took the final investment decision on Bonga as a nation and as a company. And that led to all other things in terms of the development plan was approved. We went to NUPRC, FDPs, and all that. As part of the growth mindset from that, we also drilled and discovered some additional fields, Bonga Southwest, Bonga North. One key thing about Bonga is that we started drilling, pre-drilling before the FPSO comes in. So what you see is that the wells were, some of the early wells were drilled before we actually brought in the FPSO. So the FPSO got in and got hooked up onto the location where you see today since 2005. And we had the first production from a well called Bonga 18. And that first production came in November 2005. Happens to be close to my birthday, so I always remember that. In 2014, we did, if you have been following the Nigerian NUPRC-led initiative around how do we do cluster development. So SNEPCo was the first to do it, and I'm proud to be part of that, and most of my colleagues. We actually did what we call the cluster development of Bonga Northwest. This is time back about 12 kilometers of another field to Bonga Main FPSO. So today we have two combined fields producing, Bonga Main, Bonga Northwest Extension. I'll go into the figures around the volume very soon, just giving you a highlight. So also the PLC contract, we had to renew that to continue. One key thing you have to realize is that the FPSO itself has a lifespan. So I'll talk about that as we go into the challenges and all that, what we are doing and what we've done to ensure that we can still be here till 2040, 2045. One key thing, the story you want to hear today, how did we get to 1 billion barrels? So FID was taken on like I said, in 1999, and the promise to the nation that Bonga will produce 570, let me be correct about the exact figure. So we are going to produce about 575 million barrels as per our promise to the nation. As at 2020, I think it was 2015, we actually have done over 500 million. So which means way back we've even surpassed the promise we have made to the country and to the stakeholders. So one bright day on in March 2023, we hit 1 billion barrels from Bonga. And that production was produce and export, and for me, it's a joy to come and tell you all the stories, how we have gone there. Now, Bonga field is located around 100 kilometers offshore Nigeria. Our reservoirs are they are in deep water. So like the deposition is in deep water, but we're still in deep water environment. So when you look at it, the reservoirs are around 1 kilometer deep of what below sea level. So as at the time we put the FID in place, we had 4 major reservoirs, and today we have developed 11 reservoirs. What does that mean? The fact that we are actively exploring, we are actively also appraising reservoirs that we encountered. And we have a structured way, very structured way of bringing them into production. So Shell develop, once we encounter a reservoir, we have a structured way of bringing them into production, which is more like a phase development. So what you see today, we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, then we have what we call further development. So we have a structured, projectized way of bringing those into the barrels into the boats. When we took the FID, one of the stories I'll also be telling you is around the fact that when we took the FID, we had all the subsurface layout or subsea layout of around 5 PMs for production. And also, that means the time points. We have about 12 water terminals. As of today, we've not increased that rapidly, which means the cost of bringing those oil into the vessel, we've not really do a lot of capex in terms of subsea hardwares. I will explain it a bit deeper. So some years back, we look at the discovered reservoirs and how do we bring them to into production. One of the major constraints in deep water today, and one of the biggest costs you have to go through, is if you have to. Right. So sorry, I get exact. So one of the biggest challenge in deep water today is how do we? You cannot just be expanding your footprint in the subsea, which means how do you develop slots? So over the years, within our team, we came up with what we call slot reutilization. So which means a slot today could have actually produced, you could have tied in more than 3, 4, 5 wells to use that. So that is one idea. Another idea we came up with is to refurbish. All these things I'm saying were done locally, internally by Shell, the people you see sitting down here. We also went back and asked ourselves, how do we reduce the cost of drilling? How do we reduce the cost of taking the oil into the vessel? One of the key components is our subsea hardwares. So we also refurbish them. So we've gone to a stage that over 40 Christmas tree system, we are able to refurbish them within the Nigerian sector. We work with our partners, we work with service provider, and the whole technology and the whole idea was from in-house Nigeria. I'll also talk around the fact that today, which means we can imagine as at FID, we could only drill 42 wells. As at count today, Bonga is drilling the 81st well today. And we have not increased our footprint on the subsea. Okay, no. So I'm still on overview. Okay. Go back. Let me just, I'm still here. I'm still laying the foundation because I'm not good to, I have to come home and talk about geology a bit. So, like I said, at the time of FID, we are promised 579, but today, if I look at our production today, it's 1.146 billion, 1.146 million barrels, which is 1,146 million barrels. That is what we've produced as of today. Another thing that we continue to drive forward is the fact that we continue to learn as an organization. Learn a mindset. And I'll be bringing all this out to form the whole story. Our co-venturers, NUMS, government, we learn. Shell guys open to ideas, we take it in and turn it into value. Now, on this slide, how do I point? I just want to point this. Before I go back. What have I done? Shagun. Sorry, I need to get. So on this slide, I just want you to see that vessel, the FPSO. I'll say a few things about that FPSO. The lifespan of that FPSO actually supposed to end 31st December 2025. That means we're supposed to junk it. As of today, we've been able to extend the life of that boat by additional 15 years to take in more production. Most of the project led by the people you are seeing here. One key thing I'll point out today, this FPSO still have an efficiency of 95 to 98%. I stand here to say that is global. Even in the old Gulf of America, the best practice is 87, 88. We've been able to do that with almost 98% Nigerians. So I'm proud to stand here to say this is, all of us should be proud of ourselves. Okay, I'll move to the next slide. Let me come home. Geology. Sorry, I've been out of geology for a while, so I jotted down some things I wanted to point out. Okay, so the reservoirs were actually deposited in mid-basin of the Niger Delta slope, like I said. One key thing about those basins, they have a feature where what you see there are more like lobe system, channelized systems. I'm talking about, when I'm saying channelized, I'm talking about tropical channelization. So for those who are in deep water, you understand what that means. It's a very, very, very tough reservoirs to deal with. We also happen to have amalgamated channelization in there. One beauty about Bonga is the fact that its trap mechanism is actually majorly stratigraphy. And if you look at this, if you look at the picture we put up there, a lot of people will identify faulting system, folding system. The beauty of Bonga is that those features were post-deposition, which means we have actually deposited all the sand before most of those features comes up. So Bonga anticline, when you're dealing with Bonga anticline, there's less structural challenges. Yes, we have fault. One of the areas where the faulting patterns we have seen that have impacted us is actually the migration of the oil. Some of the faults have really helped with the oil migration into the reservoirs. We have wells that have hit good sand, but were never actually, they don't have oil. And where we have seen is the fact that those faults that help with the migration are actually not existing in those areas. So the faults are quite important for us, but they are not part of the trapping mechanism, but they are for migration. That's one. Okay, next slide. All right. I can't go without telling a bit of story about what we have enjoyed from the shell management data. We cannot have achieved all of this without data. And one of the key things you will see here is the fact that Bonga has practically all the latest seismic you can imagine of. So I'm actually, Emeka, back to the management, I really want to appreciate them. When, as a geologist, we present the need for data, yes, they may be constrained, but they go all out for it. Seismic has driven most of the things we have done, and really appreciate it. As of today, I think we have more than 10 seismic in Bonga, about 4 OBNs, and we are powering on. Even for the growth project I will mention briefly, we're already thinking about how we're going to shoot 4D, how we're going to shoot OBN, how we're going to do all that. So it's a lot of things about data. So I just want to also point that out, because in every discussion, as we go on, you will see how data plays a lot of role. Okay. This one, the one on the top. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And I just put this diagram here for those who also like conceptual development or depositional development. So Bonga field stays, if you look at, this is directional to the sea. That is seaward. This is in-country, Niger Delta. What you see is that most of the Bonga reservoirs are sitting here. We are not yet here, so we're here. Oh, okay, sorry. All right, let's go to the journey. So this is a roadmap showing the journey itself. I've tried to summarize it to the highlights, so I'll just pick some areas and talk about in this. So license, remember, was done as OPL 212, I think 211, and we have a discovery, all that in 1990s. FID was taken 1999. We did some exploration, like I said, Bonga Southwest, Bonga North, all that early. On stream, 2005. Like I mentioned, the tie-in of Bonga Northwest, which is something that, like I said, very proud of. If you can imagine running a pipe, both producer, injector, and control systems for more than 10 kilometers, and we are able to still be producing a lineman. That was in 2014. Like I said, we developed this in phases. But what we are looking at today, going forward, you'll be hearing us talking about Bonga North. You'll also be talking about Bonga Southwest. And Bonga Main is not dying out. So we have what we call infill program, and that you see us, that the Bonga Main is still going to be contributing to production until 2040 at the minimum. And this is all credit to what the old SNEPCo team has been able to achieve. Next slide. Oh, so cool. All right. Okay. What has driven our growth over the last few years? People. I've had opportunity to work with different technical professionals, and I really will say we are some of the best in country working for Shell. Bright mind, ideas. So people. We also have data, like I said. We have performance. I'll give an instance. We have a well in Bonga that produced almost 100 million barrels, one single well, and it was well managed by the team. So we get the best out of all the wells we drill. We optimize them. It's something that, as a Shell person, once a well is drilled, we take care of it to the last day. And we had one, like I said. The other part of it is the clarity from our leadership in terms of strategic clarity. Like I mentioned, we have what we call infra growth. Today, we are also putting an ambition on table to try and bring Bonga back to nameplate. What do I mean? We want to put Bonga back to be producing 225,000 barrels per day. That's the capacity of the FPSO. And that is what we are aiming at. And we are looking forward to one day, 2027, 2028, to bring it to pass. And all the projects, everybody in SNEPCo is lined up for that. I've mentioned the availability of the FPSO at 98%. So, and what you have seen is the fact that we've grown our reserves or recoverable by almost close to 100% in the last 10, 15 years. I'll stop. I'll move to the next slide. Okay. So we now have to look at what are the enablers? What has helped SNEPCo deeply as an organization to do to be able to achieve this. I'll start with the leadership and inspire people. One of the things for me about our people is the fact that Shell people always have this idea that things are possible. So when we are given challenge, possibility, and we have a leadership that backs us up on that. Clarity on our plan and our growth plan is clear to all of us where we're aiming at. Like I mentioned, we have an aspiration to bring Bonga back to nameplate. Everybody is signing into that. Safety leadership. In Shell, if it's not safe, you don't do it. So it's one of the things, and we continue to learn. Every year we go through our safety leadership, go through our core KPIs on safety and review it to make sure that we are producing this oil safely. I will jump from stakeholder alignment. I'll come to operational excellence before I come to that. Operational excellence speaks more around leveraging on our best practice globally to ensure that we are able to continue to deliver at that global level. We have what I call one of the best world-class WRFM management team that continue to ensure that those wells, health-wise, they are healthy to produce. To maintain, sometimes some of our wells span more than 15 years producing. It tells you it takes a lot to make them healthy. So we have that. Data, like I said, is a key thing. We have data. We acquire data at every opportunity we have. We also have initiatives that we follow. Technology, a lot of technology. Some are proprietary, so I'm not going to mention deep, but if there are questions, I could answer around that. Stakeholders. There's a time that Shell, some of us were seen as people that are not teachable, but I'll tell you that's not the culture now. We are very open to learning. We come to this kind of environment to learn. But one key thing, like I keep saying, is that when we take it in, we turn it into a bet and world-class experience or to add value. That is one thing I could say about that. Over the years, we have also worked with our stakeholders, our partners, Exxon, NAHI, NMPC, NUMS, to ensure that we continue to deliver value. So if you put what has enabled Shell to deliver 1 billion barrels, you can put them in these 5 cardinal points. Okay. There's no good stories without its own challenges. Oh, sorry, that's not where I want to. I'll focus. Why is it changing? Sorry, I wanted to. Okay, that's where I want to be. Okay. Over the years, it's not been easy being the first deep water discovery in Nigeria. You can imagine the FPSO was designed without certain things. Some people compare Bonga FPS to some of the latest FPSO. I tell you, it's as old as they can come. But people in SNEPCo have been able to work. Sorry, this is Shagun. What's going on? It keeps changing. All right. So we have dealt with a lot of challenges. We are dealing with challenges, and we continue to deal with those challenges. I don't know what's going on with this slide. Okay. All right. The early life of Bonga, we were dealing with a lot of injectivity problems. What does that mean? Most of our injectors, which are required to maintain the production, they are either one way or the other having challenges with impairment. We are not fully out of that wood, but we have been able to get to a point whereby the injectors are lasting more than what they were in the early days. That is number one thing we're able to achieve. If you go globally, one of the key challenges with any environment where you are injecting is always how do you maintain these injectors to continue to inject for a long period? I don't understand this. Sorry. Are these things connected? Oh, okay. All right. Another thing is sand production. For those who are petrophysicists or for, I don't understand. Sorry, Mr. Chairman. Let me hold this apart. I don't know. Things are connected and they keep doing. All right. So there, something is. Shagun. Hello. Today, sorry. I'm having this thing keeps flipping. So I don't know. I think something has connected something. And can you just go to the Bonga feed development challenges? The one, yes. Can we hold it there, please? Okay. All right. I will just. So sand production is another thing we're dealing with, and it continues to be a challenge. If, like I mentioned, if you're a petrophysics, if you see Bonga core, you probably will see what I'll call the most friable sedimentation you have to deal with. They are very, very, very fine. When you have to put 2 V's or 3 V's before those sands. And so we have a lot of silt movement, so we have to deal with that. At the initial stage, it cost us to drill and complete and hook up a well. It cost SNEPCo, I'm talking around 2009, 2007. It cost us between 150 to 180 million dollars to drill one well. Today, the same thing, the same wells, we are doing some of them under 80. So a lot of time, a lot of technology, a lot of people have worked on that. I'll jump to the emerging life issues. Right now, Bonga is aging, very, very aging. And one thing we're dealing with is obsolescence. It's been tough, but the team has been working it. I'll give an instance. Some of the tree systems we're using in Bonga today are no longer in production. So we had to rely on refurbishment, and that means the team has to keep our game up. Slot availability, like I mentioned, is a big problem. How do we not increase our footprint and still continue to bring in new production? But the team continues to pull forward. Now, I think, those are part of the things we are dealing with, and we continue to work on that. Let me move to the last slide. Yes, because Madame said she wants to hear our story, Bonga North. So, over the years, SNEPCo has been known to be one asset company. But in the last few years, the strategy has changed, and watch the space. We took FID on Bonga North in 2024, November, December. Today, as I stand, we are about to start drilling Bonga North wells. We will start first 4 wells this year, drilling. All the necessary subsea hardwares are all being fabricated, mostly in the country. So if you go to One, it's a workshop area today. The tree system that we're using is also being built up. Most of them are being stacked in country in One. So if you go there, Shell is very comfortable with Nigerian content, and we are doing that. In terms of on-stream, we're looking at bringing those wells in around 2028. But one of the key things we are charging ourselves is it possible to bring them earlier? Watch the space. Apart from that, because we are a forward-looking company, we're already looking at trenches of development in Bonga North. Another field that will be coming in very, very soon at the back of it, thanks to the Nigerian government, thanks to our partners, is Bonga Southwest. I will not be able to disclose much about Bonga Southwest, but what I'll say, watch the space. Like I said also, Bonga is not giving up. We have more than an additional, more than close to 100 million barrels to be developed more in Bonga. I'll use my voice. Can you hear me? Okay. So like I said, we have additional more than 100 million barrels to develop in Bonga over the next 15 years. So all of this is part of the game changer that is going to lead us to bring Bonga FPS to back the nameplate to 25,000 barrels per day. So as I close, one of the key things I would like to say, none of this was achieved by SNEPCo alone.
Please, where are the IT guys here? I can't see any of them again. This microphone is this thing is not comes on. Hey. Hey.
All the way to 2026 in just less than an hour. So please, thanks to Michelle and for sharing this wonderful story with us. Some of the highlights of what Mr. Fakunle shared with us.
That's why I called you. Go and check the hand. I will call somebody to do something.
Like 5 minutes so that we can more audible.
Making sound as we are beating it. It's vibrating. This is not nice. IT. Oh, it's all. It's not giving any sound. Very output. No output. output. What would have caused it?
Eh.
Hello?
So,
Hello?
I think this is better.
No, you have. Hello? Thank you. And he did mention some few things around the key enablers, which was again, he showed the operational excellence that Shell has got. They really look at the reservoir quality. They try to maintain their facility. He thanked the management for making sure that they do have the latest of data. And we know today that data is the new oil. Without data, you won't be able to achieve a lot of the things that are achieved. In Bonga, they also demonstrated safety leadership, stakeholder alignment, and proudly, he did mention that a lot of the work are done by all of us Nigerians. So I think as Nigerians, we should again put a clap for ourselves for these achievements.
we have FNAPE Academy. Are we not going to use presenters, speakers?
There is no good thing without challenges. And Mr. Fakunle took us through the challenges they had from the early life, where injectivity and sand production was a clear challenge. In the midlife again, they started looking at cost management, corrosion and water flooding in terms of managing those assets and the reservoirs. And towards the late life, the facilities began to age. And despite all of those, they were still able to forge ahead. And on the growth side, we've also been assured that 4 wells are already planned for Bonga North for this year. And hopefully those wells will come on stream sometime around 2028. Bonga Southwest is being planned. Little was said about that. But the fact that he mentioned there is an additional 100 million barrels still waiting, that in itself is very reassuring. Some of the takeaways for us in this is that Bonga remains one of the most successful deep water developments in Africa. The field validates all the geological prospectivity of the deep water, especially with the turbidite system. There's a continuous learning and continuous development because they are pushing the boundaries with Bonga. Using his words, we don't want it to be a one-field asset. So there's still more things to go. They are embracing technology, seeking collaboration from their partners. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I think the future for Nigeria and for Shell in Nigeria is still very bright. Another round of applause for our speaker. So we go to question and answer, and I'm sure a lot of us have questions to ask. So I think the way we'll do it is we take a couple of questions, maybe 2 or 3, then you answer them before we go to the next set of questions.
Okay, so. Okay, so we know how this works, right? So I have 2 persons in the room. Confirm you have your microphone with you. No? Okay, flank yourselves anyway, on the left and on the right side of the room, and then we'll get the questions coming in. So you raise your hands, and then we'll pick you.
Okay, please, by show of hands, so that they pass the mic to you very quickly. This way, please, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Inuma. Thank you very much, Mr. Fakunle, for that brilliant presentation. In fact, it's one of the best we've had so far because of the story behind Bonga. A pace setter in the deep offshore, which gave the other operators the confidence to forge ahead. My first question borders on the difference between the reserve you had and the 1 billion. What is a huge difference. I would like you to tell us how. I understand in every field there are errors, either less or optimistic or pessimistic, but this is a very large one. Then secondly, you left the wells for so long before the arrival of the FPSO. What were the well conditions during hookup? My third question borders on the BSWA, that is the Bonga Satana Paro, and then the Bonga North. Why did it take so long to just begin? If it is political, don't bother to answer that question, but if it is technical, because this is a technical session, you can go ahead and answer that question. Then, apart from the geological challenges that you mentioned, I didn't hear anything concerning the drilling operations. It would be very good for us to hear about this. And lastly, I heard you commending your partners, ExxonMobil, NAI. Each time you did that, you forgot to mention Total. Thank you.
One here, one there. Okay, so maybe because Chief Tony has multiple questions into one, let him just deal with that, and please, others, let's try and limit the questions to just one so that everybody can ask some questions.
Thank you very much. We have to stand up. So the reserves or the recoverable, yes, you have more than 100% increase from FID. So as FID, we had only 5 reservoirs. As at today, we have 11 producing. What does that mean? That means as we drill, some of our development will appraise. That's one. Number 2, I did mention something around performance of the wells. We have a well that did almost 100 million. As of today, we had a well that was drilled in 2000 and, I think 2006, and it's still producing, Bonga 14. We have a well today that is almost eating another 100,000. That means performance. And that is, you can associate that with a world-class WRFM management of that reservoir. You have to manage those. Sometimes you don't overpull, sometimes you pull, sometimes, yeah. You have to do different things differently as you see the data coming. And one additional thing I mentioned is the cluster development. Bonga Northwest Extension was added to the FPSO. So that also added almost another 300 million barrels. So as of today, by the time you look at Bonga, when we tie in Bonga North, that FPSO, you will have passed through it close to 2 billion when Bonga North is closing. So performance, strategic development and appraise, WRFM management are the key things that you can. Data, like I said, is important because it drives the decision. On the well conditions, so the wells that were pre-drilled before we hook them up, the way you actually suspend those wells matters. So the suspension we did at that time, most of them are a bit of what I call frac pack. So I'll give you an instance. One of the wells that were drilled in the Bonga Northwest Extension, we closed it in for almost 15 years. We went back in there, cleaned it up, and started injecting. We perforated it and started injecting. We're able to re-enter it. So the condition of suspension, we can discuss it further if we go into a drilling class, but you have to be deliberate. The strategy around how you suspend those wells matters. What kind of fluid you will leave in that column matters, so that you can go back into. One other thing I've not even mentioned is the fact that Bonga has led P&A in deep water in Nigeria. We've PI'd more than 17 of those wells. And it's a difficult challenge trying to PIA wells in deep water. I assure you that, because I was part of the team. We can deepen it further because Nigeria has one of the stringent P&A condition, and we have to abide by it. So it is something, and that's also from day one, you have to design the well with that at the mind. So I think on Bonga South, Bonga North, Bonga Southwest, it's a political question. We stay away, but what I can say is that Shell is committed. Like I said, we took FID on Bonga North. There's no going back. If you go to our net today, you will see what is happening there. It's a lot of things there. Bonga Southwest, like I said, watch the space. We say something in Shell. Today, I would rather be in Shell because of the level of growth. So maybe I'm recruiting the younger people and everybody. Join Shell if you want to be part of the growth. Drilling operations. Thank you for asking me. Maybe you take me home now. So, our drilling operations have evolved over the years. If you take a study of the first set of wells, we call them phase 1 wells that started Bonga. There are about 18 of them. The lesson we learned then, the first thing we started with, we would drill with water-based mud, things like that. But over the years, what have we done differently? We took all the knowledge from those wells. Instead of when you see the phase 1 where you see sidetrack this, sidetrack that, now we actually go in and drill horizontal wells without pilot. So technology is one of the key things in that space. We've used the data. As of today, we've also changed we standardized on some of the things like completion in Bonga. So it makes it easier. So when you purchase, we can bulk purchase materials. Casing system, well design itself, which oil goes into the reservoir. We standardize a lot. So that makes our life easier when it comes to materials. I talk about refurbishment of trees. We had to pioneer a lot of wells and quickly turn those tree system back into the subsea. One key thing that we achieved in the last 2 years was able to refurbish THS. For those who are in deep water, that's the pulling tool. It's a system that is very complicated to refurbish, but we had to be able to, we work with it. I don't want to mention any brand. We work with the manufacturers. Our team designed what we want to refurbish, the way we want to refurbish it. And we've tested it on 3 wells now, and it's working. So we've, part of that is what we have done on the drilling operation. The Total question is a political one also. Why I will appreciate Total, number one, because I cannot but say they actually contributed a lot. But as it's a public opinion, Total pulled out of the marriage last year. So that's why our presentation focused on what is reality today. But they contributed also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fakunle. Excellent presentation. You've answered the question about how you were able to move the reserve from 5. Sorry. My name is Oludayo. I work with Total Energies. So I want to know, what were the key drivers for those reserve growth? Was it as you produce, you have reasons to see that you have more, or there's some 4D implications or dynamic data that showed you to what extent you should expect, to grow the reserve? That's just to follow up on how you were able to grow the reserve. Then also in your presentation, you mentioned that the major challenge is to keep your injectors injecting for longer. In specific terms, what are those challenges? Are you talking in terms of maybe gas hydrates, clogging of your strings? In specific terms, what do you mean? And how were you able to manage things like sand production? As we know that it's a turbidite system, the complexity and heterogeneity, and in some situations, you have a series of channels. At the time you were developing, you assume they are connected, and as you produce, you start to see some dynamic differences. How were you able to navigate and manage those challenges? Thank you.
My name is Otoghile. I want to find out from you, your reservoir, does it straddle into your neighbors, or is it within your OML 118?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Akinsomi Ojo, Seplat Energy. Excellent presentation. Thank you so much for opening our eyes to see what is going on in Bonga. I have a few questions. Number one, how is the field development strategy evolving to maximize production of the remaining reserves, especially in Bonga Main? And a follow-on on that is, what is the expected recovery factor at the end of the Bonga Main production? I know because of the excellent way that you have managed the field, we already have very high recovery factors. Just wondering how further we're going to get that based on what you are doing. And then finally, I'm sure there'll be future OBN 4D. Is there any plan to still acquire 4D on Bonga main? Thank you.
Mr. Akinwuju, some of the questions you asked me, you can answer them. But let me come back to, all right. So performance of, I know a lot of people, when we look at the reserves, one of the key things, let's look, if we trace back, we always give a range, right? As of today, we surpassed the range, even the P10, right, in Bonga. And when I mention performance, what does that mean, really? So you make a prediction on subsurface area, I mean, a turbidite system, very, very difficult to deal with, especially channelized system. Sometimes you think some things are connected, they are not connected. But what we've seen over the years is as we inject, you continue to see the drive of the oil towards the different injector, different producers. Sometimes, even when we have shutdown, we've been able to see that the contributions from what we call team beds are also helping part of all the performance. So we have enough data to be able to demonstrate all of this. The reserve figure we have seen has been validated. It's also with the, in terms of injection issues, I'll go a bit deep. So for our injectors, there are a lot of things that needs to line up correctly. Number one, the quality of the water you are injecting. You must inject into the right reservoir package. Then, one thing that we also learn, the way you shut, for instance, when you have a trip or you want to shut down a system, let's say you want to do some work, there's what we call water armor effect on the injectors. That alone brings impairment into the injectors. For today, Shell has been able to minimize that heavily. So we're using a different type of completion strategy to do that. So what does that mean? Your design of those injectors will take into account all physical or physics issues that can impact those injectors. So we're able to minimize. I can't say eliminate because you don't know what's going on down there. We also have a strategy of continuous, what I call putting acid to clean up the well bore. So it's another strategy. So for you to extend the life of those injectors, you need to design them properly, have the right completion equipment there, your water quality that you are injecting. The water we inject in Bonga, I think I can drink it very well. So it's a high, but notwithstanding, you still have to, you are concerned because your facility is also aging. Remember, you're pumping the water through pipes, through all that. So corrosion, all those kind of things impact. So you have to have a kind of system in place. How do you take out all of this and get the best quality water into those reservoirs? Sand production, we can't run away from it. Like I said, if you have operated in Niger Delta before, and if you put very fine behind the sands, for turbidite that we are dealing with in Niger Delta, put 2 V's before them. So you cannot, if you look at how do we do sand control systems, sand control system is to actually kind of reduce the impact. If you go down too low on the gradings of your screens or your completion strategy, you will not be able to flow the well. So you have to actually manage what we allow the flow to come as much as to reduce the fine migration. But the truth about it, at the end of it all, you will still have to have some. But like I said, one of the key things we have in Bonga is a world-class WRFM strategy. We monitor, we have alarm systems, we have different things to give us information about acoustic signals on those wells, and it controls how we inject into them. Mr. Kinju, field development strategy. So over the years, you will see the fact that in that roadmap, I put FDP Rev, this, Rev, that. Today, Bonga is on FDP Rev 11, Bonga. So what does that mean? Our field development strategy continues to take information from new data, take 4D, where do you see new opportunities, and we go back to our partners, regulators, and everybody that we have this strategy. One major way Shell has been able to bring this up quickly is we projectize things. What does that mean? So when we identify an opportunity, we put it in a project system so that everything is integrated, whether the material, the subsurface, up to the drilling, everything is in a project. So it helps how we quickly turn around that. OBN on Bonga Main. I think right now, the plan is we will continue to shoot OBN on OML 118. Bonga Main itself, we need to justify its value. We've now had OBN Monitor 2. We are going to bring another one for Bonga North. We justify the value. I hope that helps. Thank you. On what? Oh, on straddling. Okay, let me see. Damn it. Oh, no. So in, you recall that I said that OML 118 has 4 major fields. Bonga Main, all the reservoirs is within OML 118. Bonga Northwest, OML 118. Bonga North, OML 118. Bonga Southwest, that's why I say it's a bit political. There is a bit of unitization to be done there. Yeah. Recovery. Okay. Help me. What was it? Oh, final recovery factor. Peter, I need help here because final recovery factor we are looking at as of today. What is it? Can you give, can you give my chief Ari?
So there are reservoirs that are already doing more than 60-70% recovery. But in total, as a package for Bonga, because it depends on the reservoir and the complexities. So, and it's a water flood system. So if you're looking at average, you're looking at about 40 to 50% recovery. But there are already 60-70% recovery.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gogo. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So in view of time, I think this is it for those of us physically present. We'll move on now to online questions. Okay, so our very first question is from Babs Oyeneyi. His question goes, can you kindly share some of the strategies you have in place for reducing the carbon footprints across Bonga operations in line with your energy transition agenda?
Okay. Let me start by saying the fact that as old as Bonga FPSO is, it was actually designed as not flaring. We do flare when there are challenges. So for us as a company, is a journey to 2020, 2030, 2050. As of today, one of the key things we've been doing is, I'm not sure, maybe people will heard about the fact that Q1 this year, we shut down Bonga production. I think we are replacing a lot of old obsolescent stuff from Bonga just to make sure that we achieve our net carbon. Some of the generators on Bonga are being replaced by solar panels just to be sure that we continue to reduce the footprint of our production. So I'll keep it at that.
Okay, thanks, Dayo. Okay, so we'll take one, I'm sorry, those of us online, please, we can only accommodate one last question. I'll give it to the person that submitted for us, which is Dr. Oluwakemi Olukayode. Well done, Mr. Dayo, for the wonderful presentation, sir. You mentioned some well did not yield at all or empty. What did you do to those holes and how did you reclaim the spots?
Okay. All right, maybe you want me to tell you the story of my career when I drilled one dry well. And I had to explain to my manager, Madam Beatrice, then, Spain. I mean, I woke up that morning. It was my wedding anniversary, so I had to actually go to office and tell her we drill a well after almost 66 wells in Bonga, and it was dry. Those holes, according to what you asked me, we've reused them. So we repurpose hole a lot in Bonga. We repurpose the slots, we move on. So in Bonga's history, the first well that was actually hit a good sand, but so we call it technical success, but we didn't have oil, was what a well called Bonga 33. And very big sand, everything on amplitude says to you, because one of the key things about Bonga, most of our decisions are based on seismic. So, very good amplitude reflections, good sand was in charge. If you listen to what I said about some of the faulting pattern helps with the migration. So today we've learned where we don't see those type of faults, we hardly plan a well towards that area because most likely you don't have charge in those areas. I hope that helps. Okay.
Thank you very much. So we'll go to the next item on the agenda, and that's presentation of gift. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oludayo. You did justice to it. In fact, I see why we have this kind of crowd here. I've never seen this crowd attend a technical meeting. I don't know what Shell has done, but whatever you have done, I will come for classes. Please, let the hands keep coming, please. I don't know what Shell has done, but this is spectacular. Thank you very much, Shell. Because, I mean, when I checked, we have close to 170 people online, and I'm sure here is more than also 170. So, kudos to Shell for a good job. We are done with questions and answers. The next is going to be the presentation of gifts. Now, FNAPE has its hierarchy. Yes, I'm the president-elect, but I'm not the next to the president. The next to the president in FNAPE is always the vice president. But before I call him, let me recognize, because I can see he is looking at me, let me recognize our fellows that are here. Mr. Ehi Bazwaye is a fellow of FNAPE. Mr. Emmanuel Egbele is a fellow of FNAPE. Don't worry, you will come twice. Then Mr. KK Kanu, he's also here. Where is he, please? A round of applause for him. We also have Mr. Chris Enuma, is also a fellow of FNAPE. Thank you very much, sir, for coming. Those online are Mr. Jim Orife, fellow FNAPE and also a past president. And then we have also Mr. Folarunsho Karim. He's also online. Please, let's clap for them. And then, yes, also my very good friend is also online, Mr. Edward Oza. Welcome and thank you for joining. Thank you. I also want to recognize our fellows here present. Our executive here present. We have Mr. Emeka Ezekwelu. He's the treasurer. He's here. Emeka, can we see you? Okay, he has left. Okay, thank you very much. We have also Mrs. Somime Oguntola. She's also our public secretary. We have Mrs. Abidemi Belgori, the financial secretary. Thank you for being here. And then I told you will be called twice, Mr. Emmanuel Ebele, who is the vice president. Welcome, sir. So, like I said, NAPE has its own hierarchy. After the president comes the vice. And after the vice comes the president-elect. So, permit me to call up to the podium the vice president of NAPE to present the gifts. Thank you. So, what are the gifts, please? Okay, give me the first one, please. That's all. Okay, no, speaker, don't worry. Okay. Doesn't matter. No, leave it here. All right, so the speaker, Mr. Oludayo.
Yeah, thank you very much, our president-elect, Dr. Ofoma. Permit me, before I go into this, just to say also thank you to Shell for the sponsorship. And like the PE mentioned, having quite a very large turnout today is quite impressive. So please, can we put our hands together once again for Shell? And it's quite instructive to also see that the presentation garnered a lot of contributions, questions, and interactions, which shows that it's very, very topical. And for me, considering the fact that Shell just did some divestment, yet Bonga still has a future. And it shows that, Shell is here to stay for the long run. So once again, thank you very much, Shell. All right, so on behalf of NAPE and the President, Mrs. Olajumoke Ajayi, who unfortunately can't make it here today, I'll present this plaque to Mr. Oludayo Fakunle for the very brilliant presentation today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and also we have our lapel pin, which is for you also.
So the second person is the chairman of this occasion.
My very good friend.
Thank you very much.
And we have token. Thank you once again for
Thank you very much, VP. The next on our agenda is, fellows online. Do you know why we recognize our fellows? It's not easy. If you think it's easy, get fellow, and we'll always recognize you. So I'm recognizing again Mrs. Noye Nwobo. She's online, fellow of NAPE, and also online is Mr. Dong, who is an executive of NAPE. He is the assistant editor-in-chief. Please, let's give him a round of applause, please. Thank you. So at this point, I will call on the head or, sponsor of this technical session to come and give us the sponsor's remark. I will call on Mr. Emeka Ume, the field development lead for Bonga. Please, sir. Please keep clapping until he climbs the podium. Thank you, Shell. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I think before I say anything, I would just like to say to Mr. Chris and all our colleagues in total, we've made almost 20 years of excellent technical contribution. You have a right to ask why you were not mentioned. So a huge mention to you again and to appreciate you for all you've done. Put your hands together for Total. I was just asking my dear friend there the hierarchy with regards to the conditions. So I'll just follow what I think I know, because I'm also a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. So I'll say distinguished fellows of NAPE, the president, the vice president, sir, the president-elect. You have so many presidents. Members of NAPE, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited, SNEPCo, I will really want to thank NAPE for the opportunity we have to sponsor this particular technical event. And I think it's a huge success already, looking at the numbers and interactions. I personally would like to congratulate NAPE for his enduring commitment to technical excellence, promoting technical, professional development, and helping to enable the sharing of knowledge like we've done today. I think it's absolutely important because platforms like this provide us opportunity and plays a key role in ensuring collaboration in the industry. It helps us also to innovate. And most of all, it helps us to have that technical rigor to be able to create and shape a competitive energy future for our country. And so I just want to ask of you to kindly join me to give a rousing applause to NAPE. Yes, I think it's well deserved. And I think things are interesting for us now in the Nigerian landscape. Our country continues to enjoy very significant potential when it comes to resources. But you know, being able to fully utilize these resources will not just depend on the huge investments that are required, especially in the development and deep water space. And thankfully, we are seeing quite a lot of investments flowing in. But I think the power that will really channel these resources to value will be our building a world-class, technically capable people with the strong interactions and partnerships we have as companies to ensure that we also are able to play very actively in this space of AI. I bring that up because that's where we must not miss it. And I'm comfortable and confident that NAPE, as a forerunner, will help this industry, this energy sector in Nigeria, to drive our relevance and our stake in ensuring that we can innovate and be counted in the table in the years to come. For us in Shell, we firmly believe that people and technical excellence is the bedrock and foundation of sustained success. And that's why you see all our investments, initiatives are always channeled towards developing capacity. I know some of you remember the recent investment we made is standing there tall, magnificent. That's the Geoscience Center of Excellence in Unilag. Anybody from Unilag here? Yes, you can testify. If you've not gone there, please take a trip there. It's world class. But you know what it tells me? It shows demonstration that we are set and ready to continue to equip the next generation of geoscientists, engineers, and future leaders. And I'm really, really excited because we can partner with organizations, associations like NAPE to keep on strengthening this capability building Dio kept on saying 98%, 95% Nigerians. It wasn't like that before. In 2005, before Bonga started, it was the opposite. Maybe 1,000, maybe 1%, 2% Nigerians. So I think we should be proud of ourselves. Put your hands together for yourselves. Just to begin to round up, I'm excited to see our young people, our young technical professionals, and probably students that are here. I think you're in the right place. I really want to encourage you to ensure you keep on attending these kind of sessions. Stay curious. Expand your scope of understanding. Seek for mentoring. There are a lot of people that can mentor here and around the industry. And most of all, be bold and courageous to challenge conventional thinking. Help us out of those thinking that could set us back. Because I firmly believe that the future of the energy sector in Nigeria is not going to be determined by the resources we have under our feet. It's going to be determined by the people who are able to combine technical knowledge with innovation under the right leadership. And I say to you, we have the opportunity now, and we can do it together. So finally, I want to say again, thank you to FNAPE for allowing us to sponsor. Thank you to my good and dear friend. You did an excellent job. Put your hands together for him again. Excellent job. Excellent job. And yes, we have been here today. We will be here again. I trust my colleagues that are here already preparing for the next show. And I also look forward to attending the FNAPE sessions. I've not been coming, I must confess. I'm fully SPE, but I'm going to attend because I found it very exciting. So thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emeka. So, in addition to what Emeka said, Shell has been with us all the way. For these years, they've been sponsoring, they've been exhibiting. In fact, this year, Shell is sponsoring our African Night. Please, can we clap for them? Shell is sponsoring our African Night, and also they are exhibiting, taking one of the biggest booths in this year's exhibition. Thank you very much, Shell, for what you do and what you will continue to do for FNAPE. So at this point, I will invite the Public Secretary to make some announcements, and thereafter we'll celebrate our fellow who is above 80 years, although he has done the birthday, but we still have to, because this month is his month. Before the PS comes in, I want to recognize Mr. Alex Tucker, a former president. He's online, and thank you, Mr. Alex, for coming. If there's any other person to recognize, I'll do that after the announcement. Thank you very much.
Okay, so before we go into the announcement segment, we would call for photographs with our distinguished guests here. So the first, come here. VP, please come up. Come up. No, so for this first one, Oludayo, please. So he's going to, I'll roll the order of photography. Yeah, VP, please come on. Yeah, right now. Yeah. Okay, so the next set, we need the company rep. Mr. Emeka, please come up. So after Emeka, we would have the ESCOs join us, and then followed by the Shell, the sponsors, and everyone here.
right?
ESCOs, please. ESCOs, join us, please.
Executive, please. Let's be fast. Let's be fast, please. Thank you.
I should not be scared. I should stay in the video. Okay.
Say what?
FS
I think some person should come.
Maybe they should be at that second to the last. And then
FS second to
second to the last.
See, end it here. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Shell rep. Oh, don't go.
Okay. All the Shell personnel present, please. It's your day. Enjoy it. Do whatever you want to do with it.
People, they should come. They should come. You get more money.
Is it what?
The interns, okay. The interns don't need to come, but oh yeah, quick. Interns.
Let them come.
Okay, thank
Let them come.
SNEPCo.
All the Shell people come because I'll come back. I'll come for more things. Come.
Fast.
Please, if we have NUIMS reps and please, EXO, join us if you're here.
You can move in. Move in this way, please. Just move further so that this doesn't block. No, go forward. Go forward. Go forward.
Yeah,
this
some
way.
of you stay here, please. Because of the stage, we are not sure.
Okay. Let me remove this.
Please, oh. This is Shell. No, you will be part of it. All our EXCOs, please come
Are you done?
come forward.
Please. Can we see the number of Shell personnel here? That is solidarity. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Let's clap for them. If your hands are not busy, please clap for Shell. That's the pride of any person, to work with Shell. I hope it's still the Shell we know. Shell. Thank you very much, Shell. Sincerely appreciated.
Thank you so much. We're so happy today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shell.
All right, so.
Okay, so we'll just rush now to the next on the agenda, and that's announcements. Can you please project the slides quickly, please? Man, this thing is shaking. Tunde, let me not follow. Put it in the middle. This way is supposed to be. Kind of side. Project a slide.
Where is the slide? Where is the slide for announcement?
No, I want to go there.
Let's do this in
Okay, please settle in so we can start. The whole room is rowdy. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so slides. I'll kickstart with what we have coming up next. The first announcement will be around technical meetings. We have a lineup for the rest of the month. Coming up next is technical business meeting from UK Europe chapter. And that's coming up on the 23rd of July. The details are all in there. I believe you've been seeing and registering for the session. Next in line, Will be our Port Harcourt chapter. Roll the slide, please. So our Port Harcourt chapter Renaissance will be hosting that meeting. It's coming up on the 24th of July. Go ahead and register so you can participate. Next, we have the Warri chapter. Okay, so Warri chapter is going to come up on the 27th of July. Yeah, this will be followed closely on the 30th with our Abuja chapter. Abuja chapter is coming up on the 30th of July. So please mark your calendars. Keep reading through our emails, our social media handles where we post this information so you can plan towards attending the different meetings. Go to the next slide, please. Our YPs are not left behind. They are hosting a technical workshop for the young professionals. But of course, it's not just for the young professionals. Everyone that has the time can also attend. Next slide, please. No, next slide. Our summer school registration is currently ongoing. I believe you've been receiving these messages via our social media platforms. Yeah, so the deadline for that is on the 30th. I'm sorry, I can't see all these things on my screen here. So it's on the 30th or 31st, not sure. But the end of the month for registration to our summer school. Next slide. Now on to our flagship event, which is our 2026 Annual International Conference and Exhibition. Sponsorship opportunities still open. Kindly indicate interest and be part of the biggest Olympics for the year. So as we will say, is the Olympics. FNAPE conference comes in last. It's like Olympics. So this opportunity exists for you to put your name in FNAPE's place. Thank you. Abstract towards this conference is ongoing. Look out for the time. The deadline has actually passed, but then you can still submit your abstract. So take opportunity to do that so that at least your professional career can grow through all of these presentations that you make in our conference. Next slide, please. So registration deadline still remains September 1st, 2026 for early birds. After that, we will increase the commitment towards registration financially. Sponsorship again exists, like I mentioned, in the different sub-themes that we will be projecting on that day. Fundraising, as we all know, we are trying to purchase a permanent site for FNAPE. We've opened up opportunities for members, corporate members, and regular members, active members to contribute towards this initiative. We thank all of those who have indicated interest in one form or the other. We're encouraging others who are yet to do so to please do the same thing and subscribe towards or contribute towards building a legacy for FNAPE. The account details towards contributing is as displayed there. And again, if you go through our messages that we send, you will get that. You can always contact the Secretariat, Chidima, to pledge your financial contribution. Next, please. Again, the NAPE dues, like we all know, is ongoing. Kindly pay up so that you can receive emails. Enquiries detail on how you can renew your payments is as listed there as well. Next slide. Yeah, so this is a proud moment for us. Our past executives have received award globally and also here in Nigeria. So the first on the call here is our immediate past president, John Bosco Uche, FNAPE. The next one, go back, please. So John Bosco IPP received his award at the just concluded Energy Conference. The next. Yeah, our fellow and past president of NAPE, Dr. Nosa Omorodion, FNAPE, also received a lifetime award at the Africa Energy Week. So NAPE, we are celebrating our big names, and I'm sure that we are all happy towards this achievement coming from NAPE.
Please, can we clap for these two gentlemen? Thank you.
So thank you. I think that's the end of the presentation.
All right. Thank you, Property Secretary, PS. Oh, gosh. All right. So the next agenda is, celebrating any of our fellow that turns 80 or above 80 within a particular month. So for this month, for the month of July, can you project? For the month of July, we have Professor, PS, please. For the month of July, we have Professor Adegoke, FNAPE. He's 90 years. Please, can we clap for him? What of the music? Please give us the music. Please. He turned 90 this month, and we have to celebrate him. One of our pioneer members. Prof, I'm sure a lot of us here were students. You can't give us this music for his happy birthday. Tunde, you're losing it. I think you're losing it, Tunde. If you guys can give us, let me go for a vote of thanks so that we can leave here. So that's Professor Adegoke, 90 years of age, strong and kicking. Congratulations, Prof. I know he's not here, but I'm sure this session will be streamed and you will see it. Prof, we say congratulations once again and happy birthday, Prof.
Not have a David Wood. He said, aside for his recognition, because it can never be.
Right, thank you. Thank you very much. So I'll give the vote of thanks. I hope there's no other thing to do. All right, I'll give the vote of thanks so that we can go for lunch and then dismiss. So on behalf of the President, the Executive Committee, and the entire membership of FNAPE, I thank Shell immensely from the bottom of my heart for having put this show together. I mean, I'm not surprised, really I'm not, because, I mean, we've always known the quality Shell is known for. So, Shell, thank you. We appeal to you. When we come, please listen to us. Continue to support us. Continue to do what you know best to do. And the sky will be everybody's limit. Thank you very much for putting this show together. I want to thank our young professionals. I want to thank our members. I want to thank fellows here, everybody for finding time to be here. We all have a lot of things doing. In fact, at this time in one's life, there's a lot of moving parts. Either you're doing this or you're doing that, or somebody's calling you and not. There are a lot of things, but you left all those things and you're here to say, let me listen to these people and then understand what they are saying. And we are saying thank you for it. We are saying thank you for it. On behalf of all of us, thank you very much. And then as we go back to our various workplaces, may we go safely. Thank you very much. So for the launch, our sponsor Shell, the fellows, and the executive committee members here present, this is the serving point. This is our serving point, please. I repeat, sponsor Shell, fellows of FNAPE, the executive committee members, this is our serving point. Then these other 2 points, one on my left and one on my right. So we'll make use of it. You can go to any of those serving points for the rest. Thank you very much and God bless.
Now it doesn't make much sense. There ought to be a law again. Anyone who takes offense at a day in your celebration, 'cause we all know in our minds that there ought to be a time that we can set aside to show just how much we love you, and I'm sure you would agree. What could fit more perfectly than to have a world party on the day you came to be? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I just never understood how a man who died for good could not have a David Woods. He said, aside for his recognition, because it should never be just because some cannot see. The dream is clear as he, that they should make it become an illusion. And we all know everything that each different time will bring. Or in peace our heart will sing. Thanks to Martin Luther King. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy begin. We know that love can win. Let it out, don't hold it in. Say it loud as you can. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Ooh, yeah. We know the key to unity of all people is in the dream that you had so long ago that lives in all of the hearts of people who believe in unity. We'll make the dream become a reality. I know we will. Because our hearts tell us